brought us this far. It's all by your grace, and we are grateful. Thank you for the food, thank you for the drink, thank you for the life. Thank you for the various battles you fought for us, individually and collectively, and the victory that you gave to us. Thank you, Lord, for your ever-abiding presence in our lives and with us. Thank you, King of Glory, that you have never left us, and you will never leave us nor forsake us. Thank you once again for the elections that took place yesterday. Our hearts are on you, that of the truth you give us in Nigeria. Yeah. That no matter the counsel of the wicked to cause problem or to deny us of that which you have ordained to be, my God, may you frustrate such counsel of the wicked in Jesus' name. That God will set confusion in the camp of the wicked. Amen. That Lord, the wicked of God will be scattered. Amen. The camp of the wicked, O God, there will be mourning. There will be sorrow. Amen. Because Jehovah, you have never lost any battle. Yes. And you will not lose this one. Amen. We are here in your presence. Speak to our hearts. Teach us. Heal the sick today. Set out the street. Amen. Let everyone, oh God, that is in a need or has a need about meet the person at that point of need. Amen. Let nobody go home empty-handed today. Cause your face to shine upon you. Thank you, Heavenly Father. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name, I pray. Amen. And if you believe just a better amen. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Hallelujah. Amen. Thank you, our God. Thank you, Lord. Our God is good. Amen. Amen. So we are back, and then we are going to continue with the title, the topic we started last Sunday, and that is love your neighbor. Bless your neighbor. Hallelujah. Amen. Love your neighbor. Bless your neighbor. Child of God, like some people will say, this life is too short that you keep paying. The life is short. How many years are you going to spend on the earth? Life is short is not to say that you are going to die prematurely. Life is short because child of God, if God should even grace you, you won't spend 500 years there. In fact, that is if God graces you. I mean, you will not even going to spend 300 years. So if by chance you live up to even 150, let's say by chance, it's still a short time. 150 is short. And considering the fact that life expectancy these days has become very small. So if you live 150, you are going to live in eternity. Where will you spend eternity? Bitterness, anger, unforgiveness, all these things will take you to hell. So after being bitter here on earth with someone, you end up in hell. That's not good. Amen? Amen. God wants us to spend eternity with Him. He loves us. Hallelujah. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. God wants us to be blessed here on earth. He wants you to be blessed. He loves you. He loves us. The Bible says His will is perfect. His will is good. When a little child, like some of you, if I ask everybody and I don't say, no, I didn't behave like that. Some of you will do words are what I want to say. When you were 6 months old, 1 year old, when your mother was going to give you a bath, and some of you were running. Some of you cried, the whole community. The whole community knew that someone was going to have a bath. When you say, no, I like bathing, no problem, you like bathing. But when you were crying those days, I don't want water, I don't want water. No, it's too cold, it's too this one. Your mother was not going to bake you because she wants to kill you. She wants to beautify you. She wants to make you look clean and good before people. Amen. So you can imagine if your father, your mother, natural, if your natural father will know how to give you good gifts, how much more will your heavenly Father? How much more will God do for you? So when God gives you commandment, instruction, it's not because He wants to kill you. It's because He wants to bring you to the place where His own desire, which is good, will be done in your life. But many times people run, struggle, no, it's well. It's hard because of sin. It's hard because of your flesh. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. So the commandment to love your neighbor is not because God wants to kill you or wants somebody to kill you. No. So that's the place you'll be, and then you will walk in sync with God. The Bible says you cannot walk together unless there is an agreement. You want to walk in sync with God, then you have to walk according to His commandment. When you say love, love. Amen? Amen. Deuteronomy chapter 19. Deuteronomy chapter 19. Verses 18 to 21. Because I want to show us why God asked you to love in this dispensation. The natural man doesn't have the capacity to love. The natural man, the sinner, the generation doesn't have that capacity to love. Why? Because of the sin nature, the Adamic nature, the nature of Satan. So because Satan cannot love, if Satan is loving you, please be afraid. I said this. If Satan says he loves you, be afraid for your life and run for your life. I hear. So the devil can't love. The natural man does not know what you call unconditional love. The natural man only knows what is called filial. You love me, I love you. You hate me, I hate you. You do for me, I do for you. If you don't do for me, I will not do for you. You give me, I give. You smile for me, I smile for you. If you don't smile for me, I tight my face. I hear. Because he doesn't have that ability. If a natural man is loving you when you are hating him, be grateful. Because it's not his nature to love you when you are hating him. Deuteronomy chapter what? 19. Verse 18. And the judges shall make diligent inquisition. That is when there's a problem between two people and it's brought before the judges. The judges must make diligent inquiry. Now what they must make diligent inquiry, investigation. They must make diligent investigation into the matter. So you don't just judge by leading to one side. It's always very bad also to listen to a side, one side of story, and then jump to conclusion. He said the judges must do what? Make diligent inquisition, and behold, if the witness be a false witness, and the person that now come up will become a false witness, and have testified falsely against his brother. Testify, that is, he has lied against his brother. He has spoken evil against his brother. Because the consequence, first of all, of being found guilty, a lot of things, anything can happen. The brother may be put to death, the brother may be amputated, the brother may be put in jail, or whatever. So when somebody says a lie or tells lies about or bear false witness about somebody else, and it's now discovered that this person that was called to come and testify just came to testify because he is right, so that the brother will be put to death. Do you understand my point? Because when somebody hates you, anything, the person will never say anything good about you. Your good morning to the person is good night. You understand my point? So if the person comes to testify because of that hatred, so that you'll be nailed, you'll be jailed. It happens today. People bear false witness, and because of their false witness, people are jailed for what they did not do. Is that not so? People are also punished because of somebody that say, yes, I was there, you said it. You said it just because of bitterness. I was there, he said it, she said it. You didn't do it. But now it's discovered. He said, then, verse 19, then shall you do unto him as he had taught to be done unto his brother. So any person that bears false witness with the intention of putting his brother into a problem, that problem he wanted the brother to fall into, he will not fall into it. Do you understand? Yes, sir. And God is a just God. They said, and I said, okay, Lord, who did this sin? The person is going to take 12 strokes of the cane. And then you came up and said, they said, who did it? Come and tell us, who did it? They said, no, you are the one that did it. Then your brother comes and said, no, I was there, he's the one that did it. Just because he wants to be flogged. And then they now go to make inquiry, more further investigation, and they discover now that you are not the one, but it's only bearing a false witness against you. That 12 strokes he wanted to see you flogged, as well as you can be crying, you will now be the one to receive the 12 strokes. Are you there? Yes, sir. Say that which you are taught to do with the brother, he will now be done to him, so that thou put the evil away from among you. You put evil away. People will be afraid to bear false witness, because when they now discover that thing you are planning to say, which is wrong, if you think about it, that if there is a cover like false witness, you would not be want to suffer it. You make sure you speak the truth. He said, I put away evil among you. Verse 20. And those which remain shall hear and fear. Every person will not hear and what? Fear. Hear and fear. And shall henceforth commit no more any of such evil among you, no more false witnessing. But if you allow it to stand, then of course you have open room for more false witnessing. Because somebody can just come and say, I was there, he did it. I was there, she said, oh, she said it, I was there. Just because they want to be sure that you are punished. Verse 21. So God now says, thine eye shall not pity. Shall not pity when you are bringing punishment upon such people. But life shall go for life. Life shall go for life. Tooth shall go for tooth. Hand shall go for hand. And foot shall go for foot. So you see where Moses brought down law, eye for an eye. You block my eye, and bought your own. Do me, but not the best. But God is best now. This was the law of Moses. But just to let you know where we're coming from. In the same point, in the Old Testament, this was the law God gave to the people. Why did God give to them in the first place? We're going to see that. Now in Matthew chapter 5, verse 38, 39, and then 43 to 48, Jesus had come with faith, he had come with love. So he said in verse 38, you have heard that it had been said. When was it said? You have not read it. You have heard that it had been said. When was it said? It's wrong. An eye for an eye, and a tooth for a tooth. But I say unto you that you resist not evil. Now, God, when they slap you, don't slap back. Resist not evil. But whosoever shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other one also. The hand will never have landed before you give the person twice. Are you here? He called him to be so child of God. They said, what? But I say unto you that you resist not evil, but whoso shall smite thee on thy right cheek, turn to him the other also. Verse 23. You have heard that it hath been said, thou shalt love thy neighbor and hate thy enemy. Love your neighbor, hate your enemy. This was the Old Testament. Are we here? But the Lord said in 44, I say unto you, love your enemies, bless them that curse you. Love your enemies. But don't forget, I also try to explain to you who your enemy is. The human being is not your enemy, because we will not wrestle against flesh and blood. You are not my enemy. I'm not your enemy. If the devil has lied to you and your enemy, the devil wants to destroy you. I don't hate you. In the same point, I even if somebody looking tough, because sometimes we misconstrue certain actions. That somebody is strict with you doesn't mean the person wants to kill you. But many times we misconstrue the person's action. You say, no, the man is so sweet, he doesn't like me. Who told you? But even outside of that, no human being is your enemy. Satan is your enemy. Satan is our enemy. Satan can walk through people. Yes, but the person is walking through is not your enemy. The enemy is inside that person. Are we here? Peter was not Satan, but Satan was inside Peter when Peter spoke to Jesus, and Jesus said to Peter, get behind me, Satan. Peter wasn't the Satan. Is that not so? Because Jesus would not have been walking with Satan now. And the church would not have been built on Satan. Because say Peter, the one was one that got the revelation. And said, upon this rock, I'll build my church. The church is not built on Satan. But Peter was just being used at that moment by the devil. And Jesus recognized it. And Jesus spoke to the person. Or that will have said, Peter, I rebuke you. Is that not so? He will have said, Peter, I rebuke you. But he said, Peter, I rebuke you. He says, Satan, I rebuke you. Get behind me. He will have just said to Peter, I rebuke you. Don't follow me again. Don't go with me again. Is that not so? Thank you, Jesus. He said, bless them that curse you. So when somebody is cursing, you say, God bless you. Amen. Amen. Bless them. Do good to them that hate you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them also that the family use that persecute you. Pray for them. When God is saying you do this one, is it that God is interested in people abusing you? Is that God is interested in people cursing you? Yeah? Love is the most powerful force on the face of this earth. Love, the most powerful force. Love looks weak on the outside, but very strong inside. When somebody is walking in love, the person will walk like a fool. Like a fool. People will look at this and say, you got that praising your mother. If I were you, look at, did you hear what he said about you just now? You didn't hear what he said? You didn't hear well. Oh, but look, I tell you. See, when I abuse you, if not, they don't finish you, if I are finished. If I were you, you can't run this gate to settle the matter here. So settle the matter. Are we here? God pray for the people. God is not interested in abusing you. God has a plan. Thank you, Jesus. He said that you may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh the sun to rise on the evil and on the good, and sendeth the rain on the just and the unjust. For if you love them which love you, what reward you have? If you love them that love you, do for me, I do for you. In fact, to be honest with you, that is what I don't like. That is when people don't understand me sometimes. You know, when you tell somebody, sometimes somebody will say, they invited me to their party. No, they say, somebody say they invited me to their party, I want to go because when I want to go, I want to invite them so that I can come. Have you heard something like that before? Yes. They're inviting me, so I want to go. So that when I invite them, they will also come. Child of God. That they teach you. If you live your life that way, so that you somebody say, or maybe you are inviting them, okay? You are inviting them, and the person wants to come, so that when he invites you also, you will go. Let me ask you one question. You have a friend that's an idol worshiper. And then you have a program in the church, and he's inviting you, say, come, our church have a program. I mean, you are going inviting him. Our church has a program. And then the person now comes. And the reason you are inviting him, or the reason he will want to come, the reason you have invited him, but the reason why he wants to come is so that when he invites you, you also go. So the day they are doing their festival, traditional festival, they say, my people are doing the salad, they are doing this one. Will you go? I'm asking, will you go? No, speak it to now, will you go? Some of that is why they give you what they call it, you collect you give rice, or they give you salad and then you collect rice. You collect rice from you also. You take from people that give to you, you give to people that will give back to you. That is not the Spirit of the Lord. Are you here? If they're inviting me, or my motive, for example, is to invite you, or my motive is to attend your own party, so that when I invite you, so you can come. Listen to me, that's why I don't attend parties. Are you hearing me? I don't get angry when I invite you, you don't come. It's not do for me and I do for you. When I'm inviting you, I know I'm inviting you. I'm not inviting you to come and feel righteousness. I'm not inviting you to just come and dance. I'm inviting you so that God will bless you. Amen. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. So you don't need to invite people that will invite you, or give to those that will give back to you. Ah, they give me also, I will give them back. It's not of God. He said, what reward do you have? He said, do not even the publicans deceive. Don't unbelievers don't deceive. Are you an unbeliever? Are you a sinner? Huh? 47. And if to salute your brethren only, what do you more than others? Who are standing here and there? You walked in. Your friend is there with other people, and there is one you don't like. You go there. Now everybody, oh, you fast. Your friend is also looking, and then somebody asks you, you shoot everybody's hand. Why did you shake down? Why should I shake you? Doesn't greet you, why should I greet you? If you are in that change today, if you are fond of greeting those who greet you only, change today. Greet everybody. Whether they greet you or not. Are you here? Yes, whether they love you or not. Verse 48. Be ye therefore perfect. Be perfect. Be complete. Even as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. If God, listen to me, if God is going to do good to those who love Him alone, where will you be? In fact, you will not have been born because your parents said you have been dead. Are you here? You will not have been born. If God is going to do good to those who love Him, the whole world will be destroyed now. But God doesn't operate that way. The Bible says He causes the rain to fall on the just and on the unjust. Today is daytime. This sun that is shining now is shining on both believers and unbelievers. God didn't say believers have light because you faith to be born again. Darkness. No. Now, my child of God, this is the wisdom of God. When God is giving you the new commandment, He first of all gave them the commandment, gave Moses the commandment to be the children of Israel. Eye for an eye, tooth for tooth. But now God in His wisdom gave us this new commandment. Are you here? But the first time He gave them the old commandment for a purpose. What was the purpose? To restrain the evil tendencies in man. That was the way the law was given. So He gave them the old commandment to the children of Israel who were not regenerated in their hearts, in order to restrain them from doing more evil. Because you saw what we read in that scripture in Deuteronomy. He says so that people will not fear. Is that not so? People will not fear, and then people no longer be doing that. Because if it's a matter of, listen to me, if it's a matter of false witness and people don't investigate, if it's just a matter of, I think that's what they call it, trump up charges. Is that what you call it? Is it trump up charges? If it's just a matter of trump up charges, that is, you didn't do anything, anybody cannot come up and say that you did it, and the moment they say you did it, finish, jail. All of us will be in jail by now. And that is true. That is true. Because there are times people don't frame you up. That's what they call framing up. They can just frame you up because they want to destroy you. You didn't do it, they just frame you up. And the judges will not want to bother to hear the other side. They will not want to hear you. And then, listen to me. God is good. God is wise, His wisdom. So, but God didn't want that kind of trump-up charges. If you go lie so that they can throw somebody to jail, when they discover that that person didn't do it, you that went to lie will go for the jail. So when you know that if they discover that this man didn't do it, you yourself will not go to lie against somebody. Are you here? So that was why God gave them that commandment. Not because they had the capacity to love their neighbors. They didn't have that capacity. Why? The love of God was not in their hearts. They are not regenerated. Thank you, Jesus. I'm not going to read the whole of it, but you can write it. Galatians chapter 3. Galatians verses 18 and 19. And then 23 to 26. Let me just take let me just take one verse. Okay, 2 verses 18 and 19. He said, for if inheritance be of the law, if inheritance be of the law, it is no more of promise. No more promise. But God gave it to Abraham by promise. If the inheritance is going to be by the law, by obedience to the law, many of us will not be blessed today. You understand that? You will not be blessed. But He gave it to Abraham by promise. Verse 19. He said, wherefore served the law? Why were they serving the law then? If the promise, because listen to me, the promise came before the law. Before grace became abundant, grace was the time of Abraham. Abraham first enjoyed the grace of God before grace came to us now. Are you here? So Abraham was enjoying the grace of God because the grace of God had brought him through the grace he received the promise. Before the law now came. So he said the law that came cannot nullify the grace that was there before. But that is not just it. He said, then why are we serving the law? Why did they serve the law at that time? Why did they serve the law? Why did the law? Listen to me. If there's no law in any nation, it will be a place where it will be like what they say, the survival of the fittest. The reason you are not in this police station now, in the dark room, and the Greek now, is because of law. You understand my point? What is keeping some people? They say, look, why do you want to go out sometimes? They say, are you sure the particulars are correct? Are you sure? You know, you are not carrying things that police will stop you on the road because they put a law. You must not carry certain things. Is that not so? Yes. If there is no law that thou shalt not eat certain things or smoke certain things, everybody will be crazy in Nigeria right now. Everybody will be smoking in their hand. Cocaine, everybody. In the same one. If there is no law, if today legalize cocaine, if they legalize cocaine today, if they legalize it, say coke, everybody, if you are free, no more law against drugs. If you like, eat it, cook it, drink it, you know, use active. That's what my people from home for road. You understand my point? What is stopping it? And it won't destroy it, it won't remove it completely. But what I reduce the number of mad people is because there is law. They catch you with what? Coke. You are in trouble. Are you here? Just imagine that it is not evil It is not evil to divorce. Divorce is not evil. It's not even evil to sleep with another person's wife or another person's husband. Just imagine it. No, just imagine it. And imagine, don't just imagine what will happen. Don't just imagine people will not be sleeping with other people's wife, but imagine the consequences. We'll be killing each other. Hello, somebody. Why you don't sleep with my husband? Why you don't sleep with my wife? Because there's no law and you don't like it. What will happen? You fight for yourself. Is that not so? So the law was given to restrain, to bring down that evil nature in man. Without the law, the world will go haywire. Without the law, you yourself will go haywire. Even in this assembly, this church, if there is no law that, you must sit here or you must behave like this one, there will be confusion here. Anywhere where there is no law, there is confusion. It is a law, the regulations, the rules that stop people from behaving, manifesting that thing in them. Do they have it to manifest? Yes. But what is pushing them, keeping them, is a law. Hello, somebody. So that was why God gave them the law, because God didn't give law. So, but God gave the law until Christ will come. The law was given. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. I didn't want to go down before, but look at it. He said, when they suffered the law, it was added because of transgression. The law was given because of sin in man. Till the seed should come, to whom the promise was made. And it was ordained by angels in the hands of the mediator. But before faith came, we were kept under the law, shut up unto the faith which should afterward be revealed. Now look at verse 24. Wherefore the law was what? Our schoolmaster, our teacher, to bring us unto Christ, that we might be justified by faith. But after faith has come, now that faith has come, Christ has come, we are no longer what? Under the schoolmaster. Now Christ has come. You are no longer the schoolmaster. Nobody should force you to love. You have the nature to love. You can love. Set it up. You have the power to love. That's what I can do. You can say I can love.
I can love.
I'm a child of love.
I'm a child of love. I can love.
Make yourself to love. So when God says love your enemies, it's not because you can. God cannot tell you what you cannot do. He didn't tell them to love their enemy in the New Testament because He didn't give them the capacity. Now you are giving the capacity in the New Testament. God said you should do it. Use what they are giving to you. You have love inside of you. Love. Bring it out.
Yes.
No, bring out that love. You have it inside of you. Love me first of all. The Bible says you don't like me. Charlie called me before. Stand on here. Love me. I love you. I love you. So don't think because I just drink with you and then I love you. Don't judge from the outside. I love you. I love you. It is love that makes me to say, why are you coming to church late? And the love that makes me to talk to you. Why are you behaving like this? It's only man who loves you that will tell you that there's mucus in your nose. Your enemy will say, leave me, can I go? Any person who doesn't know you are allowed to carry mucus. Don't be disgracing yourself. And you people who are walking back, you think you are fine. Because you know what I say, what kind of man is that one? Look at that because on you. Because it did use a mirror. Did you go? Huh? Are you here? But the person that loves you will call you. My friend, just clear your face. Clear your nostril. And tell you because he loves you. Your enemy will never tempt you. There's a pit on the road. You are walking. Your enemies are standing by the roadside. And you know that place, there's water covering the pit. Your enemy will say, wait, I'm listening. Wait, come on, right. You go enter now. May God deliver your enemy from that spirit that is working. Amen. But the person that loves you will warn you from no, don't go that way. There is pit there. You will fall into no. That's the person that loves you. But the person that is bitter in his or her heart towards you. Enter. You should even be lucky like this. But it's a pass that way. That's an eye free. But that's the place the pit is. So you can enter into it well. Check the door, but God has given you love. You can love. So I can love. I can love. So I love everybody. I love everybody. So I love you, my brother. I love you. I love my child. Say, Pastor, I love you. I love you. You didn't say it well. Pastor, I love you. I want to wear my glasses. Let me see. Okay, say, Pastor, I love you. Pastor, I love you. I love you too. I love you too. Amen. I think that song the sang this morning was hard. Yes. Yeah? We should love each other. Why? God has given us the capacity of love. Now, listen. Like I said, you are a new creature. The Bible says the man is in Christ, a new creature. The new creature is a man whose heart has been regenerated, recreated. Okay? And because you have been recreated, okay? You are not a child of love. Are you a child of God? You are a child of love. Why? Because God is love. Because you are a child of love, your nature is the nature of love. You don't longer have the Adamic nature, the nature of wickedness. You have the nature of kindness. Look at Romans chapter 5. Romans 5 verse 5. It says, and hope maketh not ashamed. Hope does not make ashamed. Why? Because the love of God is shed abroad. Where? In our hearts. Where? In our hearts. No, personalize it. In my heart. The love of God is shed abroad. Where? In my heart. In my heart. The love of God deposited in your heart, so you can love. Are you here? And it will not make you ashamed. You can't love. Listen to me. On the outside, like I said, love looks weak, but the strongest force in the existence. The strongest force. Nobody can beat love. Nobody can beat love. When God said that when they trap you here, turn this way, listen to me. If you are saturated and walking in love, the hand that you need against you will hang. You are not sick. It's not that God said when they slap you, then turn this way, they can slap you. God is not interested in them beating you like when they're beating you and turning you to whatever. When you walk in love, that hands that slap you here and not turn to this one, the man himself, that man self that want to come outside the contact, the man himself, something will tell him that something is wrong somewhere. Do you understand my point? 1 John chapter 2, verse 7 and 8. Brethren, I write no new commandment unto you. It's not a new commandment, but an old commandment which you have heard from the beginning. The old commandment is the word which you have heard from the beginning. Again, a new commandment I write unto you. It's not a new commandment that you say, you know. But it's not like it's sounding like it's a new commandment. What we are preaching this morning is not new. Some of us are getting it for the first time. It's not new, it's been there. A new commandment I write on which thing is true. True in him and in you. In other words, it is born out of God and out of you. It is realized from God and realized from you. Oh, the cover shatter. Which thing is true in God, because God is love. A goat will not give birth to a monkey. You are a child of love. Look at 1 John 4. 1 John 4. 1 John chapter 4. Protect that. 1 John chapter 4. Verse 7 and 8. Beloved, let us love one another. For God is what? For love is of God. And everyone that loveth is born of God and knoweth God. Verse 8. He that loveth not, God is what? Love. Like father, like children. Like father, like children. Are you a child of God? Yes. Love like your father. Anyone that loveth is born of God. Anyone that does not love is what? The son of the devil. Yes. So anytime you are walking in hatred, know that Satan are taking over. Then you not walk in hatred. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Now, but you see, when you see the love of God is still abroad in our hearts, okay? You may not be mature in love. It's just like when we were born. When we were born, we were given breast milk. We move from breast milk. They move on from breast milk to what do you call it now? The synthetic milk. Is it? Is it synthetic? Call it? Okay, infant formula. Okay, infant formula. From infant formula, you move on to what again? So far, cellular. Okay, and not the stuff. Cereal. Then from cereal, you now move on to what? To not solid. So they took you from liquid. From liquid, you are graduating to flesh. Then you graduate again to what? To the skin bone. Then you graduate from the skin bone to you know how to crack the bone. If the meat does not have bone, to you that is not meat. Why? Because you are graduated. Because you are practicing. Practice has made you perfect in bone cracking. Are you here? When you practice walking in love, you will become established in love. God has deposited love in you. Listen to me. Oh my God, thank you, Jesus. What a woman just delivered? A baby boy. What did she deliver? It's a baby boy. Can that baby boy pregnant a woman? No. But can the baby grow up and mature to pregnant a woman? Yes. The baby has what? The potential. Is that not so? But need to develop, need to grow. You have what? The potential of love inside of you. Grow in it. Develop. That is why Paul prayed. He said that you will be rooted and grounded in the love of God. Be rooted, be grounded. You have love inside of you. Say, I have love of God in me. I have love of God in me. It's not just to love people in the church. Love your neighbors outside. Love your co-tenants. Love the people in your office. This love is called agape. It's the unconditional kind of love because that's the love of God. Unconditional. The love that does not look at your face to give you food. It gives you food no matter how your face looks. Thank you, Jesus. Now, child of God, I haven't told you this, that you have the ability. But the question is, why did God ask you to walk in love? Listen now. We are going to look at the advantages. Number one. The commandment to love and bless your enemies is to bring you that place of being matured. Look at Ephesians chapter 3. Thank you, Jesus. I didn't intend to go this way. Hallelujah. Chapter 3, I read verse 14. Write it, verse 4. Okay, verse 14. He said, for this cause I bow my knees unto the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, of whom the whole family in heaven and the earth is named, that he will grant you, according to the riches of his glory, to be strengthened with might by the Spirit in the inner man, that Christ may dwell in your heart by faith. Christ will dwell in your heart by, that you, being rooted and grounded in love, when you are rooted and grounded, then that may be able to comprehend with all saints what is the breadth and the length and the depth and the height, and to know the love of Christ, which passeth knowledge. Unconditional love, which passeth knowledge, that you might be filled with the fullness of God. Would you like to be filled with the fullness of God? Yes. Establish love. Amen. Thank you, Jesus. Now, this commandment for you to love and to bless, listen to me, is a test of your faith. You want to grow in faith, you need to practice love. It takes you to love. It's a test of your faith. Now, listen to me, look where I'm going now. It's a test of your faith in God's ability and faithfulness to fight your battles. Oh God, you don't understand what I'm saying. Many people, listen to me. You know why people take money to their hand? You know why people resort to personal help? Because they think God will not fight for them. And even if God will not fight for them, God will not fight for them the way they want it. So before God will come, let me do it first. You believe God will fight your battle? Yes, sir. Then leave it for God. Three nations came against Jehoshaphat, came against the children of Judah in the days of Jehoshaphat. And was told Jehoshaphat, say, look, Some kids are coming to battle against you. The worshiper would have mustered, he would have gathered his own army to go to the battle. But he saw the magnitude, the number of soldiers that were coming. The Bible says he became afraid. He went to God because this one I can't fight. He went to God. And God said, this to me, don't fight. This battle is not a battle. I'm going to fight for you. Now hear this. He said to Joshua, believe in the Lord your God. So shall it be established. Believe in his prophet that has spoken to you. So the word will prosper in this battle. If the worshiper did not believe God, the worshiper will send his own army against those armies. But because he believed in the word of God, that God said, this battle is not your battle, leave it and go to fight, he was able to leave it. Did the worshiper see God? No. Did he see God? No. But the word of God he heard, which word of God you are hearing today, he said to you, leave the battle, I will fight for you. Whatever battle you are going through today, God will go to fight for you. Amen. That person that they quarreling with you, go home to that and kill the person. Go home today. And go home today. If you have money, buy something on the road. If you have money today, buy something on the road, get home and give to the person. The person may be afraid to take this from me. But don't worry. Say, no, something wrong. Come in. Let God fight for you. Have faith that God can fight for you. Are you here? Have faith that God knows how to do what to fight. God, listen to me. God fights from heaven. And when it's time, he fight with hailstones. He fights with ghosts of fire. He fights with arrows. God fights with smoke. May God fight your battle. Yeah. But may you be able to lead the battle for God to fight. Yeah. You can't fight. You can't be fighting and God let God to fight. Who's going to take the glory at the end of the day? The glory will not share with anybody. Yeah. Some of you say, if I didn't slap him back, the devil will mess me up. Don't slap back. Don't slap back. If I didn't reply him, you will have messed me up. Don't reply. Don't reply. So people revert to self-help and to fight for themselves when they think that nobody will help them. Or that if the help will come from God, it may not come as fast as they want it. Or in the way they want it. Forgetting that on God. That God only do things according to his own will. If God is going to fight, he's going to fight for you at the time that's perfect. God will fight for you when he wants to. And when he does it, it's going to be perfect. You will like it. You will like the outcome. You will like the result. You will like it. Ecclesiastes, don't write 3 verse 11. He had made everything beautiful in his time. God will fight for you in his time. This is to be child of God. When children of Israel came out from Egypt, the Amalekites, they stood against children of Israel. Children of Israel said, let us pass through your land. We will even buy water. They said no. They stood against children of Israel. Many years after, when they have forgotten, when God raised up Saul, when Saul became king, that was one of the tests that God gave to Saul. God said, I remember what the Amalekites did to Israel when they came out from Egypt. They can't pass long. He said, gather your army and go and fight them and destroy every one of them. And Saul also failed. But what am I trying to say? God will do it in his own time. And when that time he will do it, will be the best. Because he said what? He made everything beautiful in his own time. Also, he has no man can find out the word that God maketh from the beginning to the end. Listen to me. If God even tells you that, say, listen. Oh my God, thank you, Jesus. Say, God is working on my behalf. God is working on my behalf. God is doing something on my behalf. God is cooking my miracle. God is cooking my miracle. Say, God is cooking my miracle. God is cooking my miracle. To be served. To be served. In His time. In His time. Amen. If God should open your eye to see the kitchen where they are cooking the food, you will. Some of you will go there and tell the angel, when I test and small. Some of you will even go there and spoil the whole thing. You behave like when we were young, you plant a mango seed. After 2 days, only you are planting, you go and look at what is growing. And when you are doing that, you are killing it. Are you here? Let God do what He's doing. Let God do what He's doing. Let God do the battle. Because some of you behave like you know more than God. If God should show you what the plan He has for your enemy, you say, God, no, don't take it down. Take him this way. No, God, no, shine this way. God, shine this way. I told you why you are wiser than God. What you see what is going on outside here? Can you even see tomorrow? Tomorrow is over. Can you see the next 1 minute? But God is seeing thousands of years, millions of years, eternity to come, which you don't see. Let God fight your battle. Amen. God knows where to hold on. Wait for your enemy to come. God knows where to hold them. God. He said, as for vengeance, leave God, because He is a holy God and a just God, that is able to do whatever He wants to do and when He wants to do it. God is a just God. So don't think God hates you when He says, leave it for me, or don't do anything. And when He's not doing it, the person who is oppressing you, abusing you, and the person says, I will beat him, I will beat him, it will need matter. Need that matter. Romans chapter 12. Thank you, Jesus. Verse 17. You are living for God. Learn to live it for God. Tell your neighbor, learn to live it for God. Say, leave that very matter for God. Leave that very matter for God. You know, tell the person, you know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Leave it for God. Leave it for God. Let Him handle it. Yes. You will have that at the end of the day. Romans 12. Repay, verse 17. Repay no one evil for evil. Don't pay evil for evil. But take thought for what is honest and proper and noble. This classical and really classic amplified. Aiming to be above reproach. Aim to be above reproach. In the sight of everyone. Above reproach. Now God, if you are above shame. Above shame. Somebody slap you and you keep quiet. Not that you slap back, but when you slap back, the quarrel will escalate. That's not true. And more problems will come. But let me also tell you, because God is wise, we learn from God. Do you know there are people that somebody went to, somebody slapped somebody? Somebody slapped somebody. The person that slapped somebody, the person someone you didn't know, the person that slapped you is supposed to die. Then the person slapped you, bah! Did you slap me? Then you just come and what you do yourself. The person on the ground, waiting, you don't die. You didn't slap me the way he slapped you, but you are killing the person. It's no longer slap me, I slap you. You are now a murderer. To come out from that problem, only God knows how you are doing that. I didn't slap me the way he slapped me. I told you, I speak grammar. He didn't kill you. Even though he gave you blow, that you want, and you are still feeling the pain, but now touch and you don't die. So save yourself from troubles. Thank you, Jesus. Impossible, verse 18. As far as it depends on you, live at peace with everybody. Live at peace with everybody, child of God. Yes, Lord. Live at peace with your neighbors, with your everybody. Listen to me. You can avoid people not because you hate them. You avoid people because you are avoiding problems. Yes. I agree with that. Avoid people not because you hate them, not because you are bitter, but you are avoiding problems. Where somebody is always quarrelsome, avoid the person. Don't hate the person, but avoid the person. Avoid every opportunity that will drag you into conflict with people. Avoid it. Don't say I know much, I do much, I can get nothing to happen. There are places you go. What we hear alone will get your mind bitter. You want to fight. Avoid such places. Love the people. Amen. He said, live at peace with everybody. Verse 29. Go to 29. Beloved, never avenge yourself, but leave the way open for God's wrath. Don't avenge. He said, leave it open for God. Let God be the one to handle it. For it is written, vengeance is mine. So I will repay, says the Lord. God is one going to repay. Thank you, Jesus. So don't joke with God, though. When God says we repay, maybe it's just ordinary slap, will slap the person. But when you're going to pay the person, it's not slap, beating. God will beat the person seriously on your behalf. But if your enemy is hungry, give him food. The meat. Because if your enemy is hungry, give him food. Not poison food, though. Because your own is that you want to poison the person. Don't poison your enemy. Give him proper food. Feed him. If he's thirsty, give him drink. Give him good drink, correct drink, clean water. For by so doing, you will heap burning coals of fire upon his head. Spiritually, you are putting fire, gathering fire upon his head. Not you, but angels of God are doing it. So when God is saying, I will fight for you, do not fight, I'll fight for you. It's not that the person will not continue to trouble your life. No. Don't joke with God. Let me tell you, if you offend somebody, I God told you now today, from today, if you offend somebody and person God say, God bless you, better go meet the person, please forgive me. Do you hear me? Better go and meet the person, please do what? Forgive me. Because the person say, I leave you for God. It's better the person deals with you than for God to deal with you. You don't understand? It's better for God to deal with the person. I mean, for you to deal with the person than for God to deal with the person. Who has ever fought against God and prevailed? Huh? No, who has ever challenged God? Not even prevail and survive it. Not even prevailing. Not even winning over God or defeating God. Surviving it. Who has ever fought God and survived it? No, who? No, mention. If you know anyone, tell me. That the person will fought God and survived it. Thank you, Jesus. Do not let yourself be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Overcome evil with good. Child of God. Right? Luke 6, 26 to 28, then 32 to 36. 27, woe unto you when all men speak good of you. We started this series from this point. Not everybody will speak good of you, but at the same time, don't take it to your heart. No will speak bad of you, so know it. Not everybody will like you, no eating, but don't let it get into your head and begin to look for quarrel. You hear me? No matter how good you are, not everybody will speak good of you. No matter how good. Verse 27. But I said unto you, which hear, love your enemies, do good to them that hate you, bless them that curse you, and pray for them which is likely use you. But I say this, thank you, Jesus. Now, another reason why you must walk in love and pray for those who hate you, or your enemy, good man, so to speak, man, enemy, both. Don't forget, Satan is your enemy. Hello, somebody. When you love and bless your enemies, not Satan, no, not the devil, human beings who, when you love and bless your enemies, you allow the peace of God to rule and reign in your life. You understand that? Because you can't be blessing somebody and then your body still, no. It will be difficult for you. Because you cannot be crying and singing at the same time. Hello? Can you cry and sing at the same time? Can you be crying, we cry, and then you are joyfully singing? No. When you pray for people, when you love people that hate you, your enemy, and you are praying for them, what you have done is that you are removed, because child of God, you take the peace of God to love somebody. You take the grace of God. So when you are praying for the people, you are remove bitterness. You can't pray for somebody you are bitter with. Neither can you pray for someone. Naturally you cannot love the person, or you cannot give something to somebody you hate. So for you to give something to somebody, there will be an act of God. So in order to bring peace into your life, do what? Pray for the person, so that you don't give room for bitterness. Love the person so that you can enjoy peace of God. Thank you, Jesus. Hello, somebody. You know what? When you pray and bless people that hate you, you bring peace. The person is the person battling with bitterness, anger. But you are not calm. You weep. What's wrong with this one? What's wrong with it? Hello, somebody. Even people around that saw the person abuse you and say, God bless you. But we say, you take calm. Why is it? You are so calm. So all this is saying to you is not affect you. That will affect me. You know what I tell people these days? Before you offended me, I'm forgiving you. Before you committed a crime, I don't forgive you sins. So if you know anybody that say he offended anything, go tell the person, say, before you committed that sin, you don't forgive you sins. I have peace in my heart. I'm not bitter with anybody. It's a conscious prayer I pray. God, any person that I'm bitter with, please cleanse me of that bitterness, that evil in my heart. Remove it. I don't have anything with anybody. Hello, somebody. A son, I pray consciously. Because, child of God, you can't keep, another reason we're going to see, you can't keep bitterness in your heart and pray and expect God to answer your prayer. God, deceive in yourself. Not every prayer God answers. Go to Lamentation. I didn't want to go to this, but go to Lamentation chapter 3. Let me just show you. Lamentation chapter 3. Quick, Lamentation chapter 3. Not every prayer God answers. Even apart from Lamentation, like talking about. Lamentation chapter 3. Go to verse, let's look at verse 40. Verse 40. Okay. Now, He said, let us set and try our ways and turn again to the Lord. 41. Let us lift our hands unto God in heaven. Yes, go ahead. We are transgressed and rebelled. Thou hast not pardoned. He God did not pardon. Yeah, now. Verse 41. Is it 43? Now. Thou hast covered with anger and have persecuted us. Thou hast slain and hast not pitied. Yes. Thou hast covered thyself with what? That our what? Should not what? So you are praying, there's a cloud of darkness in the heavens. You are not seeing it. Your prayer is not passing through. You are making noise here. Deal with the anger. Deal with the bitterness. Deal with unforgiveness. That is why I say when you stand praying, forgive so that your Father will forgive you. If your Father doesn't forgive you, you are making noise. All the kalema are noise. Thank you, Jesus. Amen. So when you bless and when you love and bless your enemy, you allow peace of God to rule and reign in your heart. You also save yourself from the problem of harboring bitterness, unforgiveness in your heart, which will hinder your prayers, like I just seen. Unforgiveness, bitterness will hinder your prayers. The scripture said that you should guard your heart with all diligence. Guard your heart. That is why you must guard your heart. With all diligence. Protect your heart. Don't let bitterness enter. Don't let strife enter. Protect it because out of it are the what? Issues of life. Protect it. Oh my God. Protect it so that you don't allow things to defile, to get into your life and defile it. Let your heart be defiled. I mean, you are not there. Okay. Therefore, child of God, listen. Be careful of how you take it when someone comes to tell you what? Negative things that people are saying about you. Sometimes the devil will send people to tell you, listen to me. Listen to me. You have to grow. The devil can send people to come and give you information. The person that is saying it may not understand. You understand? People may do it out of love. I can't be here. They are talking bad about my friend, and I will hear it and I will not tell you. The person wants to tell you out of love, so that you can avoid, you know, the people to avoid, not for you to be bitter. But if you don't understand it, your reaction will change. Your reaction is going to be, you mean Agnes was there? Agnes was the one talking about me like that. Agnes, I did this, Agnes, oh, I did. Your heart becomes what? Polluted, defiled, anger. The next thing you are going to be how to do what? How to revenge. But don't forget, that bitterness, anger, and defiled life. Every prayer you are going to be praying from that on, as long as you're entertaining that, which you say they said about you, it's still there. Your prayer is not going anywhere. So be careful. When people carry stories to you, oh, you were not in church, that's what you used to pray. That's why someone hate me. Did they only fast on the cover? And I didn't say it. So, oh God. I'll use myself and my wife to give example that some of you will have and you hide it today. Nobody knows what you have gone through. But your example will be a blessing to somebody else. But when it is our own, this man was said. But when it's your own, Pastor just didn't preach today. I mean, the pastor preached today. I don't even know why I came to church today, sir. So it means that I didn't come to church itself because I didn't that's why you didn't preach. No, good, I didn't come, sir. I don't mind now. Don't mind him. And I go to that church. I don't take me for them. Don't let the devil drive you away from where God wants to bless you. There's an anointing upon any man you call your pastor, but probably God will send you there. Let anointing profit you. Let the grace profit you. So don't put yourself in a place where the prayer is praying for you will not benefit you. And know somebody. Yes. So don't let your mind be polluted. But hear this also. Don't let the devil himself, not people now, the devil himself to pollute your mind and heart with negative information, which you may read, you may hear, and then put you in the mode, in the mode of what? Bitterness. Mode. Like you check the switch. You put your switch, you remove your switch from the switch of love, the switch of peace. Then you turn them over to, you put them on their what? Their bitterness. Their what? Anger. Their what? Unforgiveness. Then you are bitter. You know bitterness and so I can even make you run into a trader. No. You know you are so bitter that if you want to do that, you don't see where you are going. Yes. And then you run into that's exactly what the scripture says. You that hated his brother is walking in darkness that does not see where he's going. They are not seeing. You don't judge somebody, oh, I'm sorry. At that time, you are judging somebody. It was what you are planning to do with the person that you say, what you hand or give it. Be the ability for God, child of God. Let God fight for you. The year has just started. God is preparing you for the miracle. Amen. 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 So don't enter bitterness mode. Don't enter anger mode. If you are already there, remove, turn the switch back to the where? To the position of what? Of love. Position of what? Peace. Let peace reign in your heart. Amen. Be quick. The Bible says be quick to hear and slow to speak. Be quick to hear and slow what? To speak. To speak. Don't answer everything. Don't just say there's somebody tell you good money or the next because your mind what you don't get is increase. I say, why are you abusing me? He said, no, I told you good money now. It's okay. I heard you. You said this grace woman. Look at you. I heard you. You said me. If you take the grace of somebody that heard when you said good morning to that person, he didn't say, he didn't abuse you. He was telling you good morning. Say how far? Hello, somebody. People have walked in bitterness and fought because they didn't hear well. God said, be fast to hear, slow to act. If you are slow to act, you avoid problem. Hello? Yes. There are those that don't come to say, if they say the next is I'm going to do my trouser, 12 will put left for one trouser to do. And then you are going to fall, you are going for battle. I'm going to his house. I want to ask you, who gave me the order? Is it because who gave her the authority? I'm going to go and show her. Then you carry battle. By the time you say what you cause and what cause it, by the time they tell you, you discover and fool yourself. You came to fight somebody who did not abuse you. You came to fight somebody who did not even talk people about you. But you allowed the devil to use somebody to bias your mind and make you hear what you didn't say, what they didn't say. The Bible says soft answer, turn it away wrongs as dry. I want to say this to child of God. Satan is a chameleon. Hear this very well. Satan is a chameleon. Satan can change. He can turn himself an angel of God according to scripture to deceive and to set people up against other people who is not even their problem, because Satan will not make you know that he's your problem. You want to tell the other person your problem. There is this rat, they say when he's biting you at night, he's blowing your feet. Yeah? Then you are that time he's biting you, that time he's blowing, then you feel that time you sleep more. You think everything done. And when the rat finishes biting you, he disappears. You won't see the trace. You only wake up in the morning to see your leg don't chop into you. Yeah? But that has beaten you. Satan comes with the image and take the image of somebody else to oppress you. And then The person that you have brought, use the image, does not even know anything. And then you come in the morning, now I now know, now this brother, now you are problem for this church, now you man for this compound. Oh, now my problem for this family. I saw you, I saw him. They said, no, you are the one, I saw you. The devil can use anybody. The Bible says God is light. Satan can use himself and change as an agent of light, appearing as God, but he is Satan to deceive you. Oh God. So don't just wake up in the morning because you saw somebody in your dream and say, I don't catch him. That person you want to bind and loose may not have anything to do with what I'm going through. Pray to God. Let God give you understanding. Let God remove that cover. Whoever is coming with a mask to oppress you in the night, may God remove that cover. Amen. So that you will know the real person in the masquerade. There's somebody carrying masquerade. The masquerade you are showing is not that cloth. It's not that raffia pan. There is somebody inside it. When they remove that thing, you will not know the person. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Lord. Oh, let's round up. Oh God. Thank you, Jesus. 90 minutes. Child of God, listen. Let there be peace of God at the door of your life. So that your blessings will come in unhindered. Sin locks the door against blessing. Peace opens the door for miracles. I want to read the scripture. 1 Peter. This is the last scripture for today. 1 Peter chapter 3 from verse 8. Finally, so I've come to finally now. Be you all of one mind. We should be of one mind. Having compassion one for another. Having compassion, having love for one another. Love as brethren. Be pitiful. Be courteous. Be courteous. Be courteous. Don't get arrogant. Not rendering evil for evil, or railing for railing, but contrariwise, blessing. When they curse you, bless the person. Yes, somebody spoke about you. Go pray for the person. God, just bless that person, but deliver the person from the spirit, if at all it is so. But deliver the person from that spirit, that marine spirit, that witchcraft spirit, that evil spirit walking through the person against my life. Because the person is just being used of the devil. You understand my point? May God deliver that person while you bless the person. They met somebody. If the person know what they're doing, listen to me, I mentioned this last week. Apostle Paul was standing when they stoned Stephen, when they were stoning Stephen to death. And then when they stoned Stephen to death, Stephen was praying to God, Father, forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. Stephen was not saying, Father, kill all these people who are stoning me. I didn't do anything. It's because of your word they are stoning me. He didn't pray that kind of prayer. Now, Paul, that was standing with the king Stephen, a murderer, became one of the greatest apostles. Are you hearing me? That we can never talk about. If Stephen prayed and said, Father, send down your fire and consume this man they call Paul that persecuting the church. The book of Romans you are reading will not be there. 1st, 2nd Corinthians will not be there. Ephesians will not be there. Galatians will not be there. Timothy, 1st and 2nd will not be there. Hello, somebody. God knew what to do. He stopped the way against Paul. He arrested Paul. He made Paul blinded. Hello, somebody. Paul didn't know he was fighting God. Any person fighting is fighting God. Child of God, no, any person fighting against you, the child of God is fighting his maker. That is why God said, he that touches, he touches the apple of his eyes. But the apple of, say I'm the apple of God's eyes. Say I'm the Lord's anointed. I'm the redeemer of the Lord. The Lord fights for me. The Lord fights for me. Now hear this now. He said, not rendering evil for evil, or raining for raining, but contrary by blessing, knowing that you are what? Called that inherit what? How many want to inherit the blessing? So you are called not to render raining for raining. When they rain you, bless. When they touch you, bless. Your blessing, your miracles on the door. Amen. Your miracles on the door. He said, for he that will love life. I don't know if you love life, enjoy life. My name is Opoko. And see good days. Good days, not some bad days. He said, but you want to see good days. There are days that we call good. When you come back at night, when you go to bed, say, I thought I thank God today. Today was very good. Hello, somebody. There are days that someone will say, I don't know why today come at all. Because from morning to evening, no problem. May such days not come your way. Amen. He said, for he that will love life and see good days, let him refrain his tongue from what? Evil. From evil, from cursing, from abusing, from quarreling. Let his lips that they speak no guile, no evil, no curse, but blessing. Let him eschew evil, wipe away evil, and do good. Let him seek peace and pursue with peace. Pursue with eschew. When to pursue peace. Be a peacemaker. God said there are people in their assembly that their own are petrol, their fuel. Oh my God, Father, may you deliver for such people. They can never make peace. Anywhere small thing they say, small thing. You think they come to make peace? Say, why you do that kind of thing? Why you tell me that kind of thing? If you want to do that kind of thing, will you like it? I don't blame you. You see my blame. If I were him, I will slap you. So what is he telling you? Slap you. And then when he said that now, the thing now Satan now begin to do or amplify it. The bitterness begin to rise. The anger begin to rise. You can't even tell him sorry. Even if you tell him sorry, if I were him, I would take it because the kind of thing he did. Put him more what? More fuel. Then after the prison, I said, I beg, I'm leaving you. He has set you up, then you are leaving that place what? Bitter. If cash not taken, he said, come. You brought the person back, he said, come. So he said, you are busy. He said, if you touch me again, I'll slap you. So if I touch you, what will you do? I said, if you touch me again, I'll slap you. Okay, I touch you. Why you touch him now? Why are you touching him? I said, don't touch him again. Because if you touch him, he'll slap you. I know him. There are original troublemakers. Hello, somebody. We should be peacemakers. Let peace reign. Don't carry stupid stories and spoil the mind of people. Let peace reign. Please, let peace reign in the church. Let peace reign in your house. Let peace reign in your home. Amen, somebody. Yes. Lastly, verse 12. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous. A man that is pursuing peace is walking in righteousness. And the fruit of righteousness and the word shall be peace. The eyes of the Lord are the righteous, and his ears are open to their prayers. Whether the ears of the Lord are blocked to the prayers of the unrighteous, like we saw, clouds covers it. But the face of the Lord is against them that do evil. May the face of the Lord be against you. Amen. And may you not put yourself in the place where the face of God will be against you. Amen. Now he said, and who is he that will harm you? These will be followers of those that do good. Who will harm you? If you follow good, nobody will harm you. They will gather together. God is seeing. God says, surely they will gather together against you, whether in the water, whether in the heavens, whether on the land, whether in the cook, whether in somebody's house, they gather together against you. See, when they gather together, God says, we scatter them. Amen. Come on. They will fall for your sake. Amen. And I pray for you this morning. First of all, try not to bow your head and tell God how mercy upon you. Any form of bitterness in your heart against somebody, whether in your home, in your place of work, in your business, in the church here, anywhere, any person that you are feeling bitter in your heart against, release the person, tell God to forgive you. Tell God to forgive you. Tell God to forgive you. Thank you, Jesus. Tell God to forgive you. Blessed be your name, Lord. Let God forgive you. Any bitterness in your heart, any unforgiveness in your heart towards anybody, maybe your father, maybe your mother, your uncle, your auntie, your brother, your sister, your friend, a brother in the church, anywhere, whoever it is, you feel that they hurt you, you feel that they made you angry. Oh my God. Talk to God. Tell God that you are sorry. Tell God to forgive them. Tell God to forgive them. Tell God that you forgive them. In the name of Jesus. Forgive them. Tell God to forgive you also. Tell God to forgive you. Forever keeping bitterness, anger, strife in your heart. Tell God to forgive you. As you forgive the people, tell God, forgive me, Daddy. Daddy, forgive me. Let the blood of Jesus purge my heart of every bitterness, every anger, every strife. Papa, let the blood cleanse me of bitterness. Cleanse me, Lord. Purify me. Purify me. Every negative information somebody I have heard or somebody gave to me made me to hear that I brought this bitterness. My God, I wipe out those information from my mind. Wipe them out from my mind, Lord. Thank you, my Father. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Now I said to the Lord, Lord, I surrender my life to you. From today, I will not fight for myself. I leave vengeance to you, God. That Lord, you really want to avenge me. Lord, I really want to fight for me. That Lord, you take control over the affairs of my life. Take control of God. Tell God, I don't know anything. You know all things. I don't know what someone is thinking about me or what they have said, but you know. Baba, answer everyone that come against me. Answer them for me. Answer them for me. Rise up for me against the spiritual wickedness, the principalities, the powers. Rise up for me against them. Yes, Lord. And so, Father, bless those people who are causing me. Bless the men and women, the boys and girls. Any person who has made himself or herself a witch or wizard or agent or Satan to trouble my life, my Father said, bless them. Deliver them from the power of darkness working in their life. Deliver them. Deliver them, God, and bless them. Deliver them, oh God, and bless them. Break the power, the influence of that demon that is using them against me. Make them to know the truth. Let them know I'm not their problem. Let them know I'm not their enemy. Yes, Lord. Thank you, Father. Blessed be your holy and mighty name, our God. In Jesus' mighty name we pray. Amen. And so, Father, I pray for everyone here and everyone hearing my voice, that because you are the God of mercy, that you have mercy upon everyone who have come to you with a heart of repentance. Lord, that you deliver your children, your sons and daughters from the spirit of bitterness, striving, yes, the spirit of anger and unforgiveness. But purify the heart and the mind of your children. Every deposit, every wrong, strange, negative information that is not deposited in your mind to control them. My God, let them be wiped out now. Let them be wiped out now. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ. Amen. You are the God of vengeance. You are the God of battle. Take over every challenge and every battle your sons and daughters are going through right now. And fight for each and every one. Let the peace of God rule and reign in the heart of your children. Child of God, receive peace in your heart. Yeah. I say receive peace in your heart. Yeah. Receive peace in your mind. Yeah. Receive peace in your home. Yeah. Receive peace in your office. Yeah. Receive peace in your business. Yeah. Receive peace in your marriage. Yeah. Receive, let the peace of God garrison you. Yeah. Let the peace of God surround you. Yeah. In the mighty name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Yeah. And let the Lord render judgment upon any troublemaker that is out to trouble your life. Amen. You have only the mark of Jesus. Amen. Therefore, let nobody trouble you. Amen. Let nobody trouble you. Amen. Let no principalities trouble you. Amen. Let no power of darkness, let no serpent or scorpion or beast trouble your life. Amen. You are covered with the blood of Jesus. I say from today, may the Lord grant that any hand that is lifted against you be broken in Jesus' name. Amen. May the Lord send thunder and fire upon the gathering of those evil forces that will gather together against you, whether in the water, whether on the land, whether in the coven, anywhere they gather together. Papa, according to your word, send thunder and lightning and scatter the wicked in the mighty name of the Lord Jesus Christ. Be glorified, our God. Hallelujah. Then I say be glorified. Hallelujah. The blessings are packed for your children, that bitterness have been stopped in seas. Papa, let the blessing begin to come in now. Hallelujah. As bitterness is out of the way, as anger is out of the way, as unforgiveness is out of the way, I call your miracles to come. Amen. Receive your miracle, child of God. I say receive your miracle. Amen. I say receive your blessing. Amen. Receive your healing. Amen. Receive your deliverance. Amen. Receive that which you have desired from God. Because what have been stopping your blessing have been taken out of the way. Amen. In the name of Jesus Christ. Amen. Go from here in peace. Amen. I say go from here in peace. Amen. And the Lord lead you in the way of peace. Amen. Even beside the still waters. Amen. And on the path of righteousness. Amen. And bring you at the end of the day to the green pastures. Amen. May you dwell in green pastures. Amen. May you dwell in green pastures. Amen. May you live and enjoy life fully. Amen. In Jesus' mighty name I pray. Amen.